so glad to see you this week. We are having a new video this week. I hope you guys are all ready for it. It's going to be great information. It's basically, we're talking about how to understand the three main essentials to secure your child's future. The three essentials to secure your child's future. And these are like what we call big rocks. You know, you got a jar, you're trying to fill it up. You put the big rocks in first, then the smaller rocks, then the sand, then the water. You've heard this example before. We're working on the big rocks here. You get these big rocks handled, everything else will be easier to fall into place. So see that? The three essentials to securing your child's future. So let's get started. This is Mark Solomon, your financial guide for special needs families, bringing you simple ideas and strategies to help lower those financial pressures today so you can get back to what's most important, taking care of your future. Taking care of your children's future. Anyway, I hope you guys are paying attention. This is going to be awesome. So look, the three main essentials to securing your child's future. One thing you got to understand, because whether it's going to be for you or for them or for both, you must understand benefits. You must understand SSI. You must get a handle on Medicaid, Medi-Cal. You must understand and know certain tax issues and savings issues in regard to those benefits. If you have other state benefits like in-home supportive care monies, or there's waivers like they have in Texas. In California, we have in-home supportive services where you are the caregiver or paid for being the caregiver of your child or spouse or parent, whoever the disabled adult or child is. You might be getting child support too. You have to understand how all that affects benefits. You got to get a good, clear idea about benefits. We're not going to get into any details about these things today. We're going to carry on with more information about each one of these things as the weeks go on. Benefits being number one. Now, SSI and Medicaid, Medi-Cal are on everybody's mind. They want to make sure they keep it. They want to make sure they get it. They want to make sure they know how it works. They want to make sure they get the best possible benefit for their child as possible. All those things can definitely be understood with the information that we can implore to you guys over the next few weeks. So SSI, that's the number one. Number two, most important, is how to save for your child's future, saving for your child's future, and the component parts of what that savings program looks like. Look, it links right to number one. How do you keep your benefits? When you want to save, you got to have a couple of things in place. One of them's got to be an able account for your child. Why? Because the savings in those accounts, in that account, does not count against your benefits, your Medicaid, Medi-Cal, or your SSI, or their SSI if they're an adult. Able account is big, big, big savings. Also, your own savings. Look, if your whole family's not on SSI while your child's a minor, then you are carte blanche to save as much as you can, whether it's an IRA, a Roth IRA, a 457, a 451, whatever you got. You've got deferred compensation if you're a firefighter or a police officer. You've got 401ks if you're working for an employer that offers that. If you don't have any of those things in place, that's fine. Just start. I would say the first place to start would be a Roth IRA. Why? There's no taxes on the growth and no taxes when you take it out after the age of 59 and a half when you consider retiring. Okay? That's good. Tax-free growth, tax-free income. Good thing. Why? Because that's also the only retirement program that makes sense to leave to your special needs child in their what? their number 3 most important thing, their special needs trust. We're going to be talking about that in a second. ABLE accounts, ow, I just hit my knee on the table. ABLE accounts are so flexible and can work so well for you when your child's a minor and when they're an adult. When they're a minor, you can use it as an emergency fund in an expense account right now. And then you can also use it for future expense savings. So it's very flexible. We'll get into more details of that as the weeks go on, because we've got lots of dense information about all these programs, okay? Yes, ABLE accounts, they can be an investment. And yes, they can just be a savings account. So depending on what your needs are or what your risk tolerance, pardon me, those options are there for you. If you have questions about any of this stuff, please set a complimentary consultation. Do it right now. You got nothing to lose. Calendar link is below in the comments. Please take a look and set a complimentary consultation, okay? Now, the second half of savings is, like I said, you. See, because if your child is rock solid in an ABLE account, they got $10, $15, $20, $30,000 in their ABLE account, they're an adult, they're getting SSI, maybe they're also working part-time or full-time, they've got their Medi-Cal and Medicaid all locked in, they're looking really great. Because why? You did such a great job taking care of them. But have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been saving for your future? Because look, you are of no use to your child after you finish working if you don't have enough money to do anything to help them with some out of bounds emergency. I don't know. They have to go to emergency room. They have to be in the hospital, and their insurance and or their monies is not going to handle all of the copays or all of the expenses. Or maybe they drive and you need to help them buy a new car. But if you don't have enough money saved for your retirement, you are of no use to your special needs child other than physically doing things for them. Okay? You cannot further support or save or allocate funds to them if you don't have if you are just getting by as a retired person. So, if you have questions on how to retire debt-free and financially independent, set a complimentary consultation right now. It is easy. No matter what your age is, if you feel like you're starting late, just remember, when you get to retirement, anything is better than zero. Anything is better than zero. So let's work out getting rid of zero and getting you as much as we can. And we'll just give you a few strategies, a few understandings, and see how you can best save for your personal future. Because like I said, yeah, you might have a house, but other than your house and leaving that to your child, are you, while you're alive, because more than likely you're going to live at least to the life expectancy in the US, are you going to be able to help your child through that time if they need your help? Okay? So that's number 2, savings. Savings. So in the future, we're going to talk more about how to retire, how to save for that, right? Now, the third thing is finally securing your child's future after you're gone. So now you've already got all their benefits in place. You've got their ABLE account fully loaded. You've got their, you've got all your savings taken care of. You are on track, boom, to be rock solid when you retire. Now, what do we need to make sure we do that when after we're gone? That our child is taken care of at least as good or better than they were when we were here. What do? There's a couple of things. One, you must have a special needs trust. Why? Because there are large assets after you pass away. There are large assets after family members pass away. There are large assets when family members or friends or non-for-profits or court cases, awards come in. Larger than anything you can put in an ABLE account. You need a third-party special needs trust. Why third party? I know there's a first party. I call that the emergency one. Why? Because if they catch you unawares when you don't have a special needs trust and someone leaves a large amount of money in their name or a large asset in their name, like a business or a house or a boat or anything, a piece of land, you need something to shove it in there really quick so they can keep their benefits. First party special needs trust will shelter that large asset so that their benefits are not affected. Okay, so that's the main purpose for the special needs trust, is to shelter any and all large assets. Third party, make sure that it, I know, I said first party is for an emergency. Third party, okay, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry. Third party special needs trust is the one that you want. Why? Because it's not in their name. It's for the benefit of your child. Therefore, the government cannot come after the assets in the trust. After they pass away, you can further allocate those later. But moving on to what else works hand in hand with that special needs trust is if your estate planning, you want that living trust of your assets while you're alive. What's that for, Mark? You ever heard of a thing called probate? Yeah, I've heard of probate. That's why I have a will, Mark. Yeah, but if you have a will, it still goes to probate and it can be contested. And if it can be contested, that'll hold up the benefit of your child getting those large assets that you want to give to them that you wrote in your will. So a living trust will allow you to avoid probate after you pass away. You can put all of your assets, your house, your car, your savings accounts, your Roth IRA, other savings can all be in your checking account. Any asset that you have can be in that living trust. And guess what happens when you pass away? After you've put in your will and you put beneficiaries for all these different assets, including your special needs child, all those things can then seamlessly move into the special needs trust that you've allocated for, right? In the living trust, and there's no probate. Boom, you die. Boom, the asset transfers immediately to the beneficiary. That's how you avoid probate and your child having any hiccup in their what is it? Their not cost of living. It just went out of my head. In their lifestyle, right? There's no hiccup. There's no worries about income, because now that you're gone, you got a trustee in place, whether it's a family member, a friend, or even an attorney or a bank or an institution to be the trustee. Okay, so the good news is that the living trust works directly with the special needs trust, and the special needs trust will help secure your child's future from now until infinitum. So that's what the three things are. And look, we're going to go over these things in subsequent weeks. Okay, we're going to go over the benefits. We're going to go over ABLE accounts. We're going to go over special needs trust and living trust and what they mean and how you use them and utilize them. But these three things are so important too. These are the big rocks that you get these down. You get these handled. You can go, get that monkey off your back of stress about what's going to happen, and know that you've got at least the three main things in place. Yes, there are a lot of satellite things that come off of each one of these things. I know. I can hear some of you talking, but Mark this and Mark that. Don't worry. We're going to be covering a lot more details in all three of these areas in the coming weeks, okay? So just remember the top three things: benefits, understanding them. Number two, ABLE accounts and savings for your child. Number two, and number three, securing their future with special needs trusts and ABLE account, and living trust. Okay. So, hey, I hope you found this stuff informative. I hope it's got your brain moving and you got questions to ask. If you do, put them in the comments in Facebook, put them in the comments in YouTube, send us a private message in Facebook. And look, if either place you want to get in touch with us, consultwithmark@yahoo.com. It's one word, consultwithmark@yahoo.com. I am so looking forward to helping you if we can. All consultations are complimentary, so don't worry about it. We are looking forward to helping you, okay? Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and weekend. This has been Mark Solomon, your financial guide for special needs families, bringing you simple ideas and strategies to help lower your financial pressures today so you can get back to what's most important, taking care of your family. So God bless you all. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we will see you soon. Take care.